Madalas, no, pag na-bottle up na yung emotions natin, ayun na yung galit. Doon ay girl yung pumuputok na yung emotions mo, ganyan. Kasi for the longest time, kinikip lang natin siya, kinikip lang natin yung emotions na yun sa sarili natin. We often people here say, no, lalo na sa ating mga kababaihan, ang sensitive mo naman, ang emotional mo naman, ano ba naman yan? Iyak ka na naman. Girls are not supposed to be angry. Dapat hindi ka galit-galit dyan. Dapat nice ka lang. Dapat quiet ka lang. Girl, may importante tayong pag-usapan today. I wanted to share one of the important books that I had read. This is a book lesson from Dr. Gabor Maté, When the Body Says No. On the book No, he shared lots of clinical studies he made to his own patients and brought connection how a disease can be a body's way of saying no. Pag hindi natin in-express yung emotions natin, pag hindi natin acknowledge kung ano ba talaga yung nafe-feel natin, ganyan. Eventually, it will lead to physiological symptoms. Back in college, I remember when I'm studying nursing, when we learn about or when we talk about diseases, pathophysiology diseases, risk factors and such, andun lagi yung stress sa risk factor. Andun lagi siya sa listahan, girl. But they always say, no, manage your own stress, ganyan. But this has always been a gray area since it's per individual and we also don't deep dive or acknowledge kung bakit ka ba may stress in the first place and how it may affect us physiologically, psychologically, emotionally, ganyan. Most of the time, we thought medications, taking pills are always the solution. And as you go through the pages of the book, no, some questions that may also pop within you. Marunong ba ako mag-regulate ang sarili kong emotions? Can I express or sinusuppress ko ba yung anger, sadness, guilt, or fear for the sake na ayaw kong may makasakit ng iba? Am I authentic to my own self? Kasi in a society wherein we're currently living right now, no, it's as if pag naging vulnerable ka, pag in-express mo yung emotion mo, parang it's an untold language na dapat hindi mo yan ginagawa, girl. We're also not taught how to regulate our emotions. Madalas, no, pag na-bottle up na yung emotions natin, ayun na yung galit. Doon ay girl yung pumuputok na yung emotions mo, ganyan. Kasi for the longest time, kinikip lang natin siya, kinikip lang natin yung emotions na yun sa sarili natin. So, kumbaga, talagang nagganyan-ganyan na siya. Healthy naman pala mag-communicate ng boundaries. Healthy naman pala na sabihin mo kung alin yung ayaw mo, alin yung hindi mo gusto, alin ba yung gusto mo. At hindi natin kailangan sumigaw para lang marinig tayo. We often people here say, no, lalo na sa ating mga kababaihan, ang sensitive mo naman, ang emotional mo naman, ano ba naman yan? Iyak ka na naman. Girls are not supposed to be angry. Dapat hindi ka galit-galit dyan. Dapat nice ka lang. Dapat quiet ka lang. All of it to trade for approval, for validation, para ma-mold tayo kung ano ba yung acceptable social creatures that fit into today's society. Man-made lang naman yung society na yan. Charot. Fundamentally, pag hindi natin na-express na yung mga life experiences natin, kung ano ba yung pinagdaraanan natin, ano ba yung nafe-feel natin, our bodies translate it to what our minds and mouths cannot. Naku, girl. So I do hope you would be able to get a hold of the book kasi ito yung mga talagang kailangan natin itong pag-aralan, girl. But here are some significant key points na na-mention niya sa book na to and I wanted to emphasize and share ko din to sa inyo. So tara, girl, simulan natin. Girl, ito yun. Kailangan mo to basahin. Alright, so let's go ahead and start. Number 1 is our ability to set boundaries. Nako! Now, there are many heartbreaking stories, no, na mabasa mo sa libro na to. And it came up over and over how even patients na may serious health problem na had also experienced boundary deprivation and abuse nung bata sila. Someone even with a chronic condition even take care of the needs of others before themselves. This is true especially to women kasi, di ba naman, it is in our nature talaga to be selfless, to be nurturing, na i-cater yung mga needs ng other people that we love, even though kailangan din natin ng tulong, even though kailangan din natin ng comfort, to be taken care of, to be nurtured. And I've seen this over and over sa culture natin sa Pilipinas. Halimbawa, no, when someone gets sick in the family, It's always the women in the family who would expect to take care of him or her. And most of the time, wala na ng tanong-tanong, wala na ng question that was asked. A permission was not even get. It was already, kumbaga, an automatic decision. Ikaw yung babae, ikaw yung mag-alaga. Ganyan. And an accountability passed on without the topic of boundary really getting into play. I'm sure nakapag-travel ka na. Diba yung mga flyers sa airplane, no, nakalagay doon, ikaw na muna yung mag-put ng mask before mo ilagyan ng mask yung baby mo. Pag nag-crash yung airplane, paano nga naman ikaw makakapag-provide ng oxygen sa kasama mo if ikaw wala ka din ng oxygen? But we do neglect that in our personal life too. When we don't know how to set boundaries, how to express our no's in one way or another, we would feel stressed kasi dinideprive natin yung sarili natin ng freedom to express kung ano ba yung gusto natin o ano ba yung ayaw natin. When we had been on high levels of cortisol for a long time, the stress hormone, on our survival mode, our body would keep the score. And the truth is, nabasa ko din to, no? Yung trauma, it's not just stored in our mind, but rather it is being stored in our body. So years will pass. It will manifest into physiological symptoms kasi these are energies na na-bottled up lang na hindi natin nailabas. So may we know how to set our own boundaries without the need of explaining why it is a no for you. Number 2, how we are shaped by our past until we become aware of it. Until we're open sa healing, no, to our own journey towards understanding our own self, we would not be aware on why or how some behaviors na ginagawa natin were actually adopted from our environment. Were actually adopted from our environment. Hindi pala natural sa atin yun. So maybe it was from our significant others, from our own family, from the people close to us. These behaviors then would follow us, especially sa adult life, when we are confronted with difficult life situations or when we get into intimate relationships. Most of the time, andun na siya nag-resurface. So yung mga trauma, yung mga triggers natin from the past would resurface. Sometimes, napansin mo on how we react to things, it's just a trigger for something that had happened to us in the past that we're not even aware that we've actively been doing so. Halimbawa, hindi nag-text yung boyfriend mo, ay girl, ang dami mo nang iniisip, feeling mo linuloko ka na. Kasi girl, linoko ka ng ex mo. Ay, hindi ka naka-move on dun sa trauma na yun, girl. Ay, so, another example, if you get into a toxic relationship, halimbawa, sigaw ng sigaw, ganon. If it's a normal language for you, on a daily basis, if ito yung kinalakihan mo sa bahay mo, sa environment mo, ganyan, akala mo, normal lang yun. Hindi, girl. Kasi our brain would look for something comfortable that we have been used to kahit hindi siya tama. It would explain kung bakit we are obsessed with old patterns or old behaviors kasi it had become our fight and flight mode na eh. Until we really start asking ourselves, ito ba talaga ako? Bakit ko yung ginagawa? Bakit ito yung mga responses ko sa mga bagay-bagay? Ano yung experience ko sa past ang nagtitrigger sa emotions kong ito? To heal, we really have to start asking these questions. We have to bring awareness sa mga behaviors natin, to understand our past but not be defined by it. And hopefully, mag-grow natin siya. And then the last one, madali lang to, girl. Kasi talagang kailangan mo na itong basahin. Third, very important, emotional intelligence. Ganyan. Sometimes, anger is really not an anger. Sometimes, nakamask lang siya ng fear. And that anger not expressed, maging na siyang rage, ganyan na, girl. That would destroy us and the people around us. Many of us doesn't know exactly what we feel. Kung ano ba yung nafe-feel natin, bakit natin yun nafe-feel. Just because we are not connected with our body for such a long time, hindi natin alam yung mga emotions natin. For example, we may have been caught in a fight kasi something have triggered us. We started to be aggressive. We started to lose our own control. But deep inside, hindi naman pala siya rage. It was actually loneliness. Takot ka lang din, girl. Malungkot ka lang din, girl. We have to find a healthy way to express our own emotions. And we have to start asking ourselves, bakit? Why do I feel that way? Bakit nga ako na-trigger? What was the emotion I'm really feeling? Anger ba yun? Jealousy ba yun? Loneliness ba yun? When we are angry, when someone hurts us, when we feel devastated, don't be afraid to let it out. Yung kaya mo pang i-express siya in a healthy way, hindi yung sumabog ka ng ganun. Most of us though shut down because we would be seen as weak. When we develop that emotional intelligence, then at least we would be able to express ourselves kung ano ba talaga yung nafe-feel natin. A practice that I do that I also wanted to share with you, when you wake up, girl, tahimik ka muna 1 to 2 minutes and then ask yourself, girl, kumusta tayo today? How am I feeling today? We have to honor our feelings and emotions and express them into words. Kung ayaw mong mag-verbal, edi magsulat ka, girl, mag-journal ka, girl. And don't judge yourself why you are feeling the way. Kasi the truth is, we're also not 100% positive all the time. May mga days na 80% ka lang. May mga days na 60% ka lang. And it's the reality. We have to embrace it, the good and the bad. When you're not happy with your current situation, instead of masking na you have to be positive, acknowledge, girl, ano ba yung problema mo ngayon? So that, pag na-acknowledge mo na may problema ka, then there comes the solution. Mag-iisip ka na, paano ko ba tutulungan yung sarili ko? Rather than i-ignore mo na lang siya. When you are sad, girl, allow yourself to be sad. What things would comfort you during this phase? Namimiss ko si na mama, o sige, tawagan ko nga. When you are tired, kasi talaga naman, 16,000 steps ka sa duty mo today, girl, give yourself some rest. Mag-relax ka, magpahinga ka, matulog ka, girl. Whenever I feel anxious the anxiety in me, it manifests as halimbawa ang bilis ng tibok ng puso mo, nagko-cold sweats ako, tas kung ano-ano mga naisip ko sa mind ko, ang dami-dami ganyan, ang daming scenarios na na-create. All it takes is really a good deep breath. Ganun lang. Kailangan mo lang din pakalmahin yung sarili natin. And you would then start to think logically. So I also invite you to read this book. It is an invitation for us to heal, to grow, and to learn, and to be emotionally competent. So there you go. This has been Odyssey, and I do hope you have a great day.